paper cups. They seem so ordinary. You grab one for your coffee, your soda, or maybe at the water cooler. You use it, toss it, and never think about it again. But here's the thing. These cups are way more complex than they look. They're waterproof, strong enough to hold boiling hot coffee, and yet they're made from plain paper. How is that possible? Stick around, because today we're heading into the factory to see how paper cups are designed, cut, coated, and rolled into shape. And trust me, you'll want to watch until the end, because along the way we're busting myths, sharing fun facts, and uncovering surprising secrets about these everyday essentials. Before we dive into the machines, let's rewind a bit. Believe it or not, the humble paper cup owes its popularity to public health concerns. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, people often drank water in public spaces from shared metal dippers or glasses. Yes, strangers were literally passing the same cup around. Not exactly sanitary. Enter the paper cup. In 1907, lawyer and inventor Lawrence Llewellyn created what would later be called the Dixie cup. At first, it was marketed as a safer alternative to shared cups on trains, in schools, and at water fountains. By the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, disposable cups were considered not just a convenience, but a life-saving necessity. Here's fun fact number 1. The name Dixie Cup actually came from a line of dolls called Dixie Dolls. The manufacturers liked the name so much, they borrowed it for their cups. And this leads us to Mythbuster number 1. Despite their nickname paper cups, these aren't 100% paper. From the very beginning, manufacturers realized plain paper wouldn't hold liquids. Early cups were coated with wax, but today most are lined with a thin layer of plastic. And speaking of lining things up, now's the perfect time to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Supporting the How To Factory is easier than juggling a full tray of paper cups without spilling a drop. So how do we go from a tree to a cup? It all begins with giant rolls of paper, called parent reels. These things are massive. One roll can weigh as much as a small car, and a single roll can become more than 100,000 cups. The paper comes from trees that are pulped, pressed, and dried into strong sheets. Unlike normal notebook paper, cup paper is extra thick, usually around 200 to 300 grams per square meter. That stiffness is key to keeping the cup upright. Here's fun fact number 2. Most paper cups in the US are made from sustainably sourced wood pulp, certified by organizations like the Forest Stewardship Council. Now here's where things get interesting. If you tried pouring hot coffee into plain paper, it would leak right through. That's why the paper is coated with a special lining. Mythbuster number 2. Many people believe cups are still lined with wax. That used to be true decades ago, especially for cold drink cups. But modern cups are lined with polyethylene plastic. The lining is so thin you can't see it, but it makes the cup waterproof and heat-resistant. Factories coat the paper using heat and pressure, bonding the lining to both sides of the sheet. Cold drink cups sometimes use a double coating to handle condensation. And here's a cliffhanger for you. That invisible lining is the very reason recycling paper cups is such a challenge. More on that later. Once coated, the paper rolls head to the printers. This is where branding magic happens. Logos, slogans, and colorful designs are printed using flexographic or offset printing, techniques that can handle huge sheets at blazing speeds. Think about your favorite coffee shop's seasonal cups. The red and green designs around the holidays, or those limited edition patterns. They're all mass-printed right here before the cups are even cut. Fun fact number 3. The ink used on paper cups is food-safe and designed not to run when it gets wet. That's why your hot chocolate doesn't leave rainbow streaks on the outside of your cup. Next, the printed sheets are sliced into blanks. Imagine cutting pizza slices. Each blank looks like a wedge of paper. Later, these blanks will be curled into a cone, forming the walls of the cup. And here's another cliffhanger. While the walls seem like the most important part, the real test of a paper cup comes from the bottom. Seal it wrong, and you've got a disaster. Let's see how it's done. The blanks are curled into cones, and the side edges are sealed with heat. Now they look like little funnels. The bottom disc is then inserted and sealed to the cone with heat and pressure. Machines crimp the edges tightly to make sure not a single drop escapes. Mythbuster number 3. Ever noticed how paper cups sometimes get stuck together in a dispenser? Many people think it's a flaw. In reality, it's by design. Cups are tapered in a way that allows stacking but keeps them from collapsing. Factories even test stacks to make sure they're strong enough to sit in vending machines or cup holders without jamming. Now the top edge is rolled into that smooth rim we all know. This isn't just for comfort, it reinforces the cup's structure, making it easier to grip without crushing. Fun fact number 4. Early paper cups didn't have rolled rims, and people found them flimsy. The rolled rim innovation in the 1930s made cups much sturdier and more pleasant to drink from. Every batch of cups goes through testing. Some factories fill random samples with boiling water to check for leaks, while others run air pressure tests to ensure the seams are tight. Here's where we circle back to that cliffhanger. Mythbuster number 4. People often assume paper cups are easily recyclable. The truth? That plastic lining makes them tough to recycle in regular facilities. Only specialized plants can separate the paper and plastic layers. So while they look eco-friendly, most paper cups still end up in landfills. So here's my question to you. If your city offered cup recycling, would you take the extra step to separate and recycle them? Or would you stick with convenience? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious how you'd handle it. Not all paper cups are created equal. Some are made for ice-cold sodas, others for steaming lattes. Hot drink cups often use thicker paper or double walls, while cold drink cups might use wax instead of plastic. Fun fact number 5. Stadiums and movie theaters often use wax-lined cups because they're cheaper for serving cold drinks in huge volumes. Paper cups also play a role in branding. Think about it. Your favorite coffee shop's logo is practically an accessory. People post photos of their cups on social media all the time. The cup isn't just a container, it's advertising in your hand. Today, more than 250 billion paper cups are used worldwide each year. That's enough to circle the Earth over 1,000 times. During the pandemic, when takeout orders skyrocketed, factories had to run 24/7 just to keep up. And here's Mythbuster number 5. Despite the nickname paper cup, the industry nickname for hot drink cups is actually poly-coated cups because of that invisible lining we talked about earlier. So the next time you sip from a paper cup, remember, it's not just a throwaway item. It's the result of carefully engineered paper, invisible linings, precise printing, airtight sealing, and non-stop quality control. From trees in the forest to the rim in your hand, each cup has traveled through a fascinating process before it ever holds your drink. And here's one last surprise. Scientists are now experimenting with cups lined with plant-based plastics or even biodegradable coatings, hoping to solve the recycling problem once and for all. So maybe in the future, your cup won't just hold your coffee, it'll help save the planet too. If you enjoyed this peek inside the paper cup factory, make sure to subscribe to the How To Factory. It's way easier than trying to keep a paper cup from leaking on a rainy day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.